I'm not sure whose twisted idea it was. To put hundreds of adolescents in underfunded schools.
So weird.
Run by people whose dreams were crushed years ago. But I admire the sadism.
At a regular high school, one not-so-regular girl named Wednesday Addams discovers her brother Pugsley is being bullied. Through her psychic ability, she discovers who the bullies are, and she retaliates by dumping piranhas in the pool, injuring them. As she's been expelled, her parents Morticia and Gomez decide to have her attend their alma mater, Nevermore Academy, a school for outcasts where they believe she'll fit in. At the academy, they meet Principal Weems, a roommate of Morticia's during her Nevermore days, who tells Wednesday she'll have to attend therapy sessions, much to the girl's distaste. Later, she's introduced to her roommate, Enid, a bubbly werewolf who's then tasked to show her around the school. After she's introduced to the main cliques in the school, the Fangs, Furs, Stoners, and Scales, Enid points out their resident popular girl, a siren named Bianca, who used to date the psychic artist, 𝐒𝐻𝐢𝐬𝐻. Later, Morticia gives her daughter a necklace with their initials, advising her to enjoy Nevermore. But Wednesday isn't too receptive to her gift or words. As the Addams family is leaving, Gomez drops Thing, a sentient disembodied hand, to spy on Wednesday for them at the school. Meanwhile, Sheriff Galpin is informed of the mutilated corpse near the woods of Nevermore, having no clue yet as to who is behind the murder. That night, in their shared room, tensions and disagreements arise between Wednesday and Enid due to their differing personalities, but their confrontation is interrupted by their dorm mother, Miss Thornhill, who visits to warmly welcome their new student. The next day, Wednesday joins the fencing club, where she sees Bianca bully another student named Rowan. The two girls clash, which then leads to a duel, and as both girls each win a round, Wednesday invokes a military challenge, in which the one who draws first blood wins. Bianca accepts, and after a drawn-out fight, the siren wins. Later, Wednesday is patched up by Rowan, who reveals he's not having a great time in school, as even in Nevermore, he's still an outcast. Wednesday then leaves the infirmary in a foul mood, when suddenly, a stone gargoyle drops from somewhere above her. She's saved from a gruesome fate by 𝐒𝐻𝐢𝐬𝐻, who tackles her out of the way. The next thing Wednesday knows, she's back in the infirmary where she asks 𝐒𝐻𝐢𝐬𝐻 why he saved her. He tells her they played together once, during his godmother's funeral, and that she had saved him when he got stuck in his godmother's casket, so he's only returning the favor. Afterward, while Wednesday is writing her novel, she confirms her suspicion that Thing has indeed been stalking her. After interrogating and threatening the disembodied appendage, she forces Thing to switch loyalties and follow her commands instead. The next day, Principal Weems drives Wednesday to her therapist, Dr. 𝐒𝐚𝐬𝐻, but the girl proves to be uncooperative. After the doctor asks about the issue Wednesday has with her mother, she excuses herself and escapes through the bathroom window. When she bumps into a farmer unexpectedly, she sees a vision of his death, but she doesn't let it deter her. She then goes inside a cafe called Weathervane, where she meets Tyler, a barista who guesses correctly that she goes to Nevermore. As the espresso machine is broken, Wednesday offers to fix it in exchange for coffee and a ride to escape the town, to which Tyler agrees. As he insists on only driving her after work, she has no choice but to wait. While outside, Principal Weems discovers that her student is missing. When Wednesday is approached by a group of boys who work at Pilgrim World, the historical recreation of the first settlement in Jericho, the normies attempt to bully her for being a Nevermore freak, but she easily puts them in their place. Just then, Sheriff Galpin, who's also Tyler's dad, arrives at the cafe, and he becomes stunned upon hearing that the small lone girl managed to defeat the three boys. Principal Weems then also shows up, and when the sheriff hears her address Wednesday by her family name, he asks the girl if Gomez is her father. Turning hostile, he calls Gomez a murderer, causing Weems to hastily leave with her student. On their way back to Nevermore, they come across an accident involving the farmer, something that Wednesday foresaw earlier. Even though she hasn't seen the body yet, She states the victim broke his neck, which intrigues the older woman. Under a full moon, Wednesday plays a piece on her cello, while somewhere else, Rowan finds a picture of a girl who looks like her and tears it out of a book. Afterward, Enid joins her roommate on the balcony, and as the latter is curious why she's not wolfing out, she reveals she's unable to, feeling quite anguished about it. When the gloomy girl tells the werewolf about the sad fate of her pet scorpion, declaring that tears never fix anything, the blonde stops crying. After coming to a truce, Enid agrees to let Wednesday borrow her laptop. Later, much to Tyler's horror, Thing visits his room to give him a way to contact Wednesday. During a video call, the barista agrees to meet with her at the coming Harvest Festival, intending to fulfill his promise of giving her a ride. At the festival, Enid bids her roommate farewell, and later, Xavier becomes disappointed upon discovering that Wednesday is waiting for Tyler. After she shakes off Principal Weems, who's been tailing her, she is given a folder by Tyler about her father, hinting at why the sheriff hates Gomez. The two then encounter the bullies from the cafe, intent on taking revenge. As they run away, Wednesday bumps into Rowan, causing her to see a vision of his death. Instead of following Tyler, she bolts after Rowan into the woods, trying to warn him of his impending fate. But unexpectedly, he attacks her. He states he needs to kill her, as she's a danger to everyone, revealing that he was behind the gargoyle attack. He shows her a picture drawn by his seer mother, who had foreseen that Wednesday will destroy Nevermore and everyone in it. Out of nowhere, a large and grotesque creature suddenly attacks Rowan, releasing Wednesday from his mental hold. The boy is then mauled, and after the creature leaves, Wednesday nears her schoolmate, only to discover that he's dead. A picture lands on top of his corpse, bearing a girl whose figure is eerily similar to that of Wednesday. Later, when she answers a call from her parents, Wednesday tells them that her mother is right. She's going to love studying at Nevermore.
So tell us, darling, how was your first week?
Let's see. I narrowly avoided death twice. Discovered that my father may be a murderer. Learned that I could potentially destroy the school. And was mysteriously saved by a homicidal monster. As much as it pains me to admit, you were right, Mother. I think I'm going to love it here.